Hey, what's going on, guys? Once again, thank you for coming through. Hey, how you doing? Long time no see. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. Um, today's gonna be a day where we talk about systems, systems that are put in place for us to accomplish the job that we need to do. What are systems? Systems are basically principles. You know, a method of doing things, kind of like a framework. Reasons as to why you do things, purpose of doing it. That's what a system is. And systems usually, we all usually have systems. We all have systems in place right now in our lives, but it all depends whether or not the system is working for us or not. Sometimes we have to change the way we do things, change our systems up. We have to change the way we think about certain things, our methodology. We have to change that a little bit in order to give us growth and expansion, in order for us to get to where we want to be. So that's what we want to talk about today. What's the purpose of a system? Um, what's the reason we put a system in place? See, when you start putting systems in place uh, in an orderly fashion, things that are done in order, it allows you to have time for you to develop other things. And the reason why I say that is because with a method of doing certain things, once you do it once or twice and you make that a process of doing it once, twice, maybe three times, and you consistently do the same thing, and it's working for you, it makes everything else surrounding that system easier. It makes it more fluid. It's almost like a path of the least resistance because you have the system down packed. Correct. I had a friend of mine I used to go to school with in high school back in the day. This gentleman, brilliant guy. He was in my physics class. He used to wear the same thing every day. Every day in school, he wore the same thing, no matter what day it was. It was season, summer, winter, Monday, Tuesday, everything, the same day. So finally had the courage one day to ask him, I said, hey, listen, man, let me ask you a question. Why do you wear the same clothes every day? And he told me that he had a system. I said, really? What's your system? He said, well, I have four jackets, suit jackets that I wear, same ones. I have five white shirts, same ones. I have three or four pair of slacks, the same ones, two pair of shoes, three ties, and I wear those every day because I no longer have to think about what I have to wear. That was his system. I'm like, wow, bro, that was genius of him because now he eliminates a certain thought, which is enabling him enough time for creation, for growth, and for expansion. So I began to think about that, and I said to myself, I was about 17 years old at the time. I said to myself, wow, I'm going to start putting systems in place as well. I'm going to have a certain method, principle, a framework as to how I'm going to do things and see how it works. Getting up at the same time in the morning, catching the bus to school same time. I was on a public bus at the time, and and things like that. So this is where we're at now. So now, as in your later years in life, as adults, or even as young teenagers or young adults growing up, coming up, we need to implement systems in our life. And we currently, right now, we are using systems as we speak. You have a system that you go by. I have a system that I go by. But systems can be changed. Methods can be changed. You tweak them a little bit in order for you to get to where you want to be. Again, it's a process. See, as you tweak them, you find out what works for you. Because, like I said before, life is not supposed to be laborious. Life is not supposed to be a hard duty, a hard thing. You can actually create yourself by implementing systems, right? that's going to make those days go by a little more smooth. Things are going to start coming into you once you align yourself properly with the universe. As you get better with those systems that you put in place, that one particular system that you, as you fine tune it, you'll now begin to realize that things that used to be difficult are now getting a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've learned as I started um, putting in place different methods of doing things. As I started growing and I started realizing my alignment with the universe. So, okay, well, how do you begin to put a system together? Where do you start? Well, first you have to find out what your reason is. What's the reason of you putting a system together? Most of our reason is because we want to um, have a smoother path, trailblaze, so to speak, a path for us and for our children. Well, who's involved in your system? The people that are there, most of the time, the people that are in your equation, your universal equation, the equation of creativity. Those people are involved in your system too, because some systems are going to take priority. You have to prioritize certain things in your system in order for you to make it work properly. So here you have the reasons, you have the purpose, and you have the people that are involved. Okay. Those things must be aligned with each other. Now, we're talking about a cog system. A cog system is basically a system that works within other systems, kind of like clockwork. That's what I would like to say it is, because basic terminology for cog is a wheel with points that work within other wheels with points, and it allows those points to continuously have a form of motion where it's almost less resistance going in that form of motion. It's different from a ball and chain or a link chain. It's a cog system. It works intertwining like clockwork. Once you have a cog system, you've reached the point of, hey, I can almost lay back and do it effortlessly. And that's the point you want to be at. You want to be able to do things effortlessly. Okay? I mean, am I correct? So the system you have in place right now, is it working for you? Like, what are you doing right now to basically say to yourself, okay, is this system working? Are you doing some self-evaluation? Are you basically sitting back and saying, hey, this is not working for me? Don't be that individual. This is what you don't want to be. You don't, look, you don't want to be that individual that tries something one time, okay? Fail at it. That's okay. We all fail at things, man. Nothing, we, listen, if you don't fail at something, okay, one time in your life, it's not going to be, failure is good. Failure is a learning experience, it's a process. You can't go from A to Z. You got to have that in between. You have to build, you have to grow, you have to expand. As things get, you start to see things differently. 360 degrees in a circle. Each of those degrees have has a different point of view. As you walk around those degrees, your system may change, may tweak. That's fine. Failure is okay. But what you do is you just don't stop once you fail. You can create another system. One that works better, tighten it up. You see what I'm saying? Just don't be that person that says, hey, I've tried something one time, it didn't work. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna do it the same way I did it before. I'm gonna do it the same way I did it before, and it has to work. My system has to work. And then you fail again. You're like, I'm not giving up. I'm gonna try it again. Don't be that guy. I'm gonna try it again. And you're gonna use the same three times the charm. It's gotta work this time. Three times the charm. I'm gonna do it again. And you do it again and you fail. Come on, man. Don't be that guy. Change up the system. Sit back, reevaluate, look into it, and see what you need to do to change. Correct? Save yourself time, energy, and money. Save yourself time, energy, and money. That's your system. That's the purpose of the system. That's the reason you're doing it. You want to take the path of least resistance. Oh, you take the path of least resistance. That's no good. No, 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 no. You've created that path for yourself, man. No, no, no. Hey, fine. You've created that path for yourself. You're human. As humans, we seek pleasure and avoid pain. That's a basic nature of a human being. That's basic. We seek pleasure. We like things that are joyous. Correct? Right or wrong? So this is where we're at with this situation, with the system. Now, let's take it a step further. Your system is doing good. You have your reason. You have your method. You framed it out. There's a purpose behind the system. It's doing great. The universe is blessing you because you're at one with the universe, with the system. Now, the cog comes in. They're intertwining your system with other systems, universal systems, making sure that those cogs are coming together. Each wheel is giving motion to another wheel, which is giving motion to another wheel, which is giving motion to another wheel, which is giving motion to another wheel. That's energy. We spoke about that before. The transfer of energy, pendulum effect, so on and so forth. I like to call that a smooth operating cog system. So, what are we doing? What are you doing? What are you doing right now to get yourself into the position of growth and expansion, of least resistance, of being able to work within a system with your family, certain methods, certain principles that are put in place that must be abide by the principles, and have it work. What are you doing? That's the kind of question you got to ask yourself. If you want to grow, if you want to create, if you want to make a path, trailblaze, cut down the trees, no resistance. You see what I mean? Those are the things that we must think of when you talk about systems. Listen, I'm glad I had the opportunity to talk to you guys. I kept this one brief. I kept this one short. Um, you know, this is because this is something that really needs time when you're building a path, when you're creating a way to do things better for yourself, better for your family, better for your people around you, better for your sphere of influence. When you're becoming a part of a system that's allowing you to create and attract and give back, it takes time. there's there's really not much to say about it, but you have to be dedicated to yourself. You have to give yourself that time as well. And sometimes don't be too hard on yourself. Allow yourself to make mistakes and then turn around and develop new ideas. That's what life is about. That's Jude life. That's law. You see what I'm saying? It's very important that you allow yourself to do these things. You can't say to yourself, "Oh, I'm a failure. Nothing happens my way. Things don't go my way, so on and so forth." That's not the facts. The fact of the matter is that you can always create a system that's good for you and your family. And then once that system comes in, because you got to remember, your family is also part of the system. Once you get that cog in there and you start dealing with everybody else, schools, jobs, everything that comes along with it, your church, your friends, your family, your spouse, your wife, your girlfriend, they're all part of a system that needs to work, that needs to be worked with. You know what I mean? So thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. This is just a little something that I thought about, and it needed to be said. It needed to be put out there, because we spoke about mindset and we spoke about other things, but we never really did speak about how to put those things in place. And you know, listen, this channel's gonna have a lot of things on it. It's gonna be about life. It's gonna be about growing and expanding. It's gonna be about a lot of different things, friends, family. So, if you like it, subscribe. All right, and we'll definitely link up again. We'll talk. Give me a call. Say what's up. Any questions you want to ask, leave at the bottom. If you want to talk about a particular topic and see what my opinion is on it, different point of view, 360. You can always. I love getting different point of views. I love talking to people. I love being out there. I love getting different point of views and different reactions, and see what people think. You know, and with that being said, you have a good one. Take care of yourself and be good.